Today was Attorney General Bill Barr's last day on the job at the Justice Department. In a farewell note, Barr said it's been a great honor, of course, to serve again at the DOJ, adding, quote, "Over the past 2 years, the dedicated men and women of this department have risen to meet historic challenges and upheld our vital mission to enforce the rule of law." Please remember, though, one of those historic challenges was working for an attorney general who was willing to act as the president's lawyer and do his bidding. It comes, as the New York Times reports, quote, "Barr has told associates he has been alarmed by Mr. Trump's behavior in recent weeks." Memorize that quote. We're going to see it from every person who departs this administration. Still with us are Peter Baker and Neil Katyal. Peter, something of greater urgency as we send people off into the holiday break. Among the sentient adult staffers in the West Wing, the people, and there are probably enough to count on the fingers of one hand, who can fog up a mirror, why have they traditionally been fearful about what happens when the president goes south to Mar-a-Lago?
Well, because he has fewer guardrails down there than he even has in the White House. And we've seen what's happened in the last 7 weeks. There aren't that many guardrails left there either. Fewer staff around him, fewer people to say, wait a second, let's think about this before we do something. Fewer people to try to restrain his impulses. And we've seen these impulses have been, in fact, quite extraordinary in the time since the election. So I think you're right that there is a concern about what he might or might not do down there. Now, what's really interesting here is I think this is a moment, Brian, where these pardons represent a way for the president to exercise control when nothing else is working for him, right? Since the election, he has seen his power begin to ebb away. He keeps telling people that the election was stolen, and basically nobody in a position of authority has agreed with him. He told Congress not to pass this defense bill, and that Republicans in both the House and Senate ignored him and passed it with veto-proof majorities anyway. They passed a COVID relief bill without his participation whatsoever. And he's now sort of flailing around saying, I don't approve of this, even though both houses have now sent it to him. And so I think the pardons represent a way for him to do something that nobody basically can undo. He doesn't need anybody else's permission to do it. It's absolute power. One of the very few things that a president has that is basically pretty close to unchallengeable, although Neil may tell us ways that novel ways that might not be true anymore. And I think that's sort of the expression of what he's doing here. He's angry and he's lashing out and he's saying, this is something I can still do in these last 28 days I have left.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.